back to Large Family Favor. I'm Tatiana, and today I am participating in an open homeschool collaboration with my new friend Ingrid over at Mommy and Me Homeschool Chronicles. We're not the only ones participating in this collaboration. I will give you the link down below where you can see April from The Simple Rugged Path and Stephanie from Bliss Lived and a few others, Julie from Everyday Blessings, Julie. So I would definitely leave the link below so that you can see everyone that is participating. So I thoroughly have been enjoying myself with these collaborations because they allow me to basically do a self-evaluation for myself or my homeschool. We have 10 questions that we've got to answer here. And so the first one says, share your #1 goal for this new homeschool year. So honestly, I'd have to say my #1 goal for this homeschool year would definitely be to do more read alouds. I started in the beginning of last year, and somewhere along the line it kind of got away from me, and that was I was reading with my high schooler all the way down to my baby. So we enjoyed it, and I definitely want to get back into that. So that would be my #1 goal at this point. And when you have one that is struggling a little bit in reading, it's definitely something that you want to keep on top of. And this is one way that I can do that. So #2, share one of your favorite things about homeschooling and one of the least favorite things. Well, I would have to say my favorite thing about homeschooling is when you get to witness your child's light bulb moment. You know, it's that moment when they make the connections on things and they're like, oh, I get it now. Aha. You know, I love those moments. Like when my kids would first realize that they could learn how to read, it was so funny because some of them, it'd be like they read one word and they're like, I can read. And others, it's like they read a chapter book and then they're like, oh, did I just do that? Did I just read this whole book? Mom, I can read. So I just love those moments. And then there's other connections when they see the title of a book, like Stella Luna, for example. My son saw Stella Luna and he was learning Latin at the time, and he goes, Mom, oh, Stella, oh, star, Luna, that's moon. And I was like, yeah, bud. He was just like so happy, and it was just the moment. It just lifts your heart. Those are my favorite moments. My least favorite moments, I guess, would have to be when it's like, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to read this? I don't like those moments because it just shows I don't know, a lack of participation on their part, or, you know, like I'm eager about something and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great, and they're not picking up that vibe. That's when I get like a little, aw, but you know. So I think that would be my least favorite moment, is making them do something because you know it's gonna be for their best interest when they get older, and right now they're like, I don't want to do this. You know, algebra, really? Why? You know. So #3, will you be using any outside academic resources in your homeschool this year, such as tutor, online courses, etc.? Absolutely. We have been a part of a homeschool co-op for like over 8 years now, and we absolutely love it. There we focus more on like history, Spanish, art history, literature, and writing. Now, last year I did participate in another co-op group, and there we focused more on the electives like band and keyboard and apologetics, things like that. So yep, I do use outside sources. I find that it is helpful in a large family. I find that it's helpful in a large family such as myself, when you know you're kind of pulled here and there. You have outside help that you can go to. So I like that. #4, what is your biggest homeschool pet peeve. Okay. I had a hard time with this one, and I had to think of why I was having such a hard time with it. And so here's the thing. I identify my homeschool to be more of on the eclectic side. Um, Thus, my biggest homeschool pet peeve is when people believe that there is only one method of homeschooling, that their way of doing things is the true way. And I found that this is totally not the case. Every child learns differently. Many children learn the same. Um, Everyone teaches different. They have their own style of doing things. And then some, of course, some people teach along the same lines as well. But I've noticed even within my own home that my students, my children, they have different learning styles. Some of them would rather sit and read a book all day long and not touch math at all. And then others are like, math, I love math, just don't give me a book. I don't want to read anything, just, and it's so funny because I'm like, you came from the same mom, same dad, like, but that's how it is. So that would be my biggest pet peeve. Number 5, what are some of the things you will be doing with homeschool this year that you did not do last year? Again, I guess this would go back to question number 1. I just want to do more read alouds. Read. I also plan on learning more hymns and gospel songs this year. And third, I plan on implementing a little more independent learning from my middle schoolers. So those we either didn't focus on last year enough, or I want to implement them further into my homeschool year this year. Number 6, reflecting on last school year, name something new you learned about yourself. Okay, so when I think back on last year, the word that comes to mind is active. I was very, very active. We had a busy homeschool year. So much that I learned that I don't do too well when we've got much going on outside of the home during our school week. It just not a good combination. So I find that I'm more relaxed when I'm home. I'm in my own environment, and health-wise, it's also better for me. Now, that being said, even though I learned that about myself, and I may be a bit more of an introvert, I know that not all of my children are like that. And so I'm just taking it slow this year, and we'll find our rhythm and see what works. And if it doesn't, we just can't do it. So we'll see. Number 7, what are some misbeliefs you told yourself in regards to homeschooling? Okay, so one misbelief I had was that I had to teach every subject that I learned in the public school setting, and that I had to teach like every high school course, and it's just so not true. You can implement what you like, you can take out what you like, you can substitute something for something else. So also, at one point, I believed that if you purchased the book, you had to complete it from cover to cover. And along the way, I've learned that is not also, that's not true. You do what you can. I guess the golden rule is like if you pass maybe like 70 to 80% of the book, it's considered complete. But you're also looking for mastery as well. So that's what I learned. Number 8, if you were to look at yourself in a mirror at this precise moment, what truth would you tell yourself? So, looking at myself right now in the mirror, I'd have to say, Tatiana, slow down. Slow down, and remember, enjoy them, because they grow up fast, and tomorrow is not a promise. Enjoy them in their youth, and remember also that it's all vanity if Christ is not in the center of this education. of this everyday life that you're giving them. And so looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 1, we read that knowledge puffs up, but charity edifieth. And so that's what I would tell myself. And I hope I look back on this video when times get tough and I remember this. Number 9. You have diligently planned out your homeschool days, weeks, months, and years. Now, reviewing your planner and calendar, have you scheduled your own personal me time? Why or why not? Personal time? Nope. Nope. And I haven't. It just usually it happens when it happens. When I get time, when I get time. That's all I can say. I know you're probably looking for something like really cool, but that's it. That's me. Number 10. What is your favorite thing to do that has nothing to do with homeschooling, homemaking, and meal planning? So, my favorite things to do that have nothing to do with anything like homeschooling, meal planning, homemaking would definitely be to crochet new projects, and sew. And also I secretly tried to write poetry, but I'm really no good at it, and I don't share it with anyone, but that's what I like to do. So I like to play on words when I can and things like that. So I hope this blesses you all. It has definitely blessed me doing a self-evaluation of myself, and I will see you in the next video. God bless you.